Hey everybody, this is Retro Challenge Gamer, and we are back with a different sort of game. I believe this was an indie published game. This wasn't from a AAA studio. And yeah, it was from Pixel Hive Studio, actually. And it's called Kaze in the Wild Masks. This was a very fun surprise. I don't even remember how I heard about this game. I think it was from a friend saying that if you're like a big fan of like platformers and stuff, like specifically Donkey Kong Country, which I believe this game draws a lot of inspiration from, and we'll be talking about that as we play through the stages. But I tried it once, like about a year or two ago, and it just knocked my socks off. I was not coming in with like zero expectations, and it just met every single one, and I enjoyed it. And I was like, okay, I got to come up with an idea of some sort of challenge run for this because I feel it deserves it. It deserves to be seen. It deserves to be talked about. It's just a fun little indie game from a small studio that probably had a very low budget, but you know, that's okay. They produced something fantastic and amazing out of everything. So as I was kind of going back through and I did like a test run and stuff, playing through all the game and the levels before I did the actual recording. By the way, this is a post-recording commentary, just to get that out of the way. I'm not playing this while I'm commenting on it because I don't think I'd be able to focus very well given the type of difficulty and game genre this is. But after playing through it once, I said, okay, no hit run. That just seemed pretty obvious out of the gate. But 100% no hit run. And that basically means getting all the Kaze letters, getting all the, like, at least 100 gems per stage, both bonus stage crystals, and then no damage at the end. I'm not going to do any speed runs or anything. And then some secondary objectives, see if I can do it in under 10 hours, and if I can do no hit with the bonus stages alongside the actual main stages. But the main stage is the primary no hit. The bonus stages are just, well, bonus if I can get them done in the same go. But that's secondary. So we're going to start. And yeah, we're going to start with the new game. I decided to clear everything out. There's a casual and original mode, but obviously we're going to go original. I mean, I don't see any reason why to do a challenge like this on casual mode. I feel like that'd be kind of cheating a little bit. So yeah, I don't think there's a third challenge or a third difficulty setting even if after you beat the game. I wish there was. I wish there was a one that unlocks after you beat it once. So we have wordless cutscenes. Hey, there's a broken statue off to the left there. That actually might become important later when you want to learn the backstory of the history behind the artifact we're about to find. So they come to this mysterious temple together. I believe it's brother and sister? I could be wrong. With the sister, of course, being Kaze, our main character. So she touches the staff with the, I guess, the bracelet or something inside. And unfortunately, our poor brother pays the price. I guess his soul gets stolen away? And locked within. Ah, I see what happened here. What was locked in there swapped places with our brother, and now we set something free that we now have to escape from and hopefully, you know, come back to defeat later. So our brother actually helps us out and saves us, but at the cost of his own freedom and life. Speaking of life, he actually ends up being our one hit. Like Donkey Kong Country, you can start off with one hit and you die, or you can go pick up like a heart and he becomes like your extra hit, like you would like Diddy Kong or Dixie Kong who joins you. They become your extra hit. So you can have up to 2 hits before you lose a life. And actually, speaking of lives, there's no life system in this game. So you can just keep trying over and over again until you beat the level. So first off, Cranky Carrots. So it's not so much a world map as it is just a linear set of levels, really. You don't really have a choice of what order you get to choose things in, or if there's like any bonus secret exits to get you to a special stage or something. But I like how first off, you can go straight to the left. So automatically the game tells you, don't just go to the right. There could be some things hidden off to the left. So I like how it kind of just unspoken tells you the rules of the game without even teaching you much else. Because as soon as I started that game, even when I first played this game, I'm like, oh, I bet you there's something off to the left. And I was rewarded for it. Alright, so like Donkey Kong Country, instead of collecting the 4 Kong letters, you collect the 4 Kaze letters. Same concept. I think you collect all 4 and you unlock a piece of the lore, a piece of the story in between levels. If you notice the little glowing thing up here, this is what's called the bonus stage. So instead of a bonus barrel, you have these crystals, which lead you to bonus stages with various challenges. Each one is unique. Now there's different varieties, which they do repeat, like collect all crystals will be repeating later on in future bonus stages, but the actual bonus stage itself, the design and the challenge you have, that's unique. So there's, I don't know, 30 odd levels in the game, and with 2 bonus stages each, so that's 60 unique bonus stages that you can find and challenge. So overall, not much else to talk about for this first stage. It's really pretty plain, cut and dry, simple stage. It's very easy to find the bonus stages if you're just doing thorough exploration. They're kind of out in the open, but that's understandable. This is the first stage after all. And so you can stomp on them if you want, or as you can do what I'm doing here, I think, yeah, you can jump on them as well, and you can spin attack into them. And one cool thing to note is, did you see there were 2 pieces to that gym? If you find a bonus stage and you find the right piece to that gym, you miss the first bonus stage earlier in the level. So I kind of like how it kind of tells you, hey, you only got the second piece. You should probably go back and go find the first bonus stage somewhere earlier in the level. So it gives it to you in order. And of course, here's our victory screen. Sometimes there's only exactly 100 gems in a level, sometimes there's more. So it's good to collect as many gems as you can, because you don't know which of these levels have exactly 100, and if you miss one, you've busted the whole challenge there. Because the goal is to try and get it on the first go, but as you will see, I will have outtakes at the end of this video and at the end of every video. So, Jelly Jungle. This introduces a concept, a obstacle, if you will, that I've never really been a fan of in most of these platformer games, and that's bouncy platforms, where if you hold down or you press a button exactly at the right moment, it'll leap you higher. I do not like the type where you have to press a button at the right moment as soon as you land on it to leap higher. Those are probably the worst variants of this type of obstacle. Here, you just have to hold down the jump button as you're landing on it, and then it will give you that extended height. And ooh, that was a tricky bonus stage. I actually had to look that one up because I kept missing it. I did not see the little glow between the cracks in the wall there. So very tricky, that one. So I like this method where you just hold down the jump button and it gives you the extra height. That only becomes a problem later when you have to do some precise jumping between small jumps and high jumps, and there's spikes all around you. That will happen in World 4, and you'll see some outtakes as a result of me not letting go of the jump button in time. Fun fact for that jumping back and forth to get all those crystals, I actually was not paying attention. I didn't even realize that green thing, I guess green spiky plant ball, was even going back and forth. I was actually more focused on the crystals. So my surprise when I went back and looked at the footage, and I'm like, wait a minute, oh my gosh, I dodged every single one of them without even trying. So that was really lucky there. Speaking of these green spiky plant balls, they're actually reminiscent of the zingers in Donkey Kong Country. You cannot kill them, and you just basically just avoid them. There's very few things that can kill them. Or at least I think in this game, I think there's nothing that can kill them. So this is a variant of the collect all crystals where you have to collect one at a time, but they usually are appearing in a very specific order and specific locations every single time. So if you know the pattern, or you've done that bonus stage over and over and over again, you pretty much know what to expect every single time you attempt it. So a little bit of final practice here to make sure you fully understand the obstacle, because it will come into play in a later world. But so far, pretty easy stages. This one was a little bit of a leg up from the first stage, but overall, not too bad. Not too bad. Dang, that had a lot of crystals to work with, so you could miss a fair amount and still get 100. So, next stage up. Oh, this right here. Every world has a bonus stage that gets unlocked when you collect all the green gems for every single level in that world. And then you get to have a chance at it being a bonus stage. These are kind of extra. I probably would not count these towards the no damage 100%, but I'm just going to do them anyway just because. But we're going to move on to Thorny Tree, which I believe is the first leap, or I guess step in difficulty for World 1. This is a little bit more of a lengthier stage, and we get our first mask, actually. Unfortunately, you're only able to see the graphical, awesome cutscene animation of putting on the mask the first time you play through a stage. Subsequent times, as you'll see, it just skips straight ahead to you changing into the mask. So obviously I have a couple outtakes on this level, otherwise you would have seen that beautiful cutscene. So hopefully, I think one of my level recordings actually has me do the level in a single sitting, and so you'll get to see at least one of those beautifully rendered cutscenes, or drawn, I should say, not rendered. Now, that was an easy one to find. It was clear that there was more to that log off to the left. Okay, this one can be a little tricky, but honestly, just go into a figure 8 pattern, which I did not do, but just kind of follow the pattern of the spike balls there, and you'll get through it pretty easily. Now, I equate this level, or at least this part of the level, to Bramble, Bramble Blast, whatever, from Donkey Kong Country 2. This is almost verbatim in just level design and concept to that level, even down to you almost being like Squawks the bird, you know, and you get to shoot, you know, things out of your beak and everything to destroy enemies and such. So it's pretty much the same, but honestly, I'd feel this is more of an homage than an outright theft of idea. I think the whole Kaze game is like a love letter to these sorts of platformers, and I don't mind it. I actually love that. This kill all enemies, this one can get a little hectic if you don't keep up on killing them as they drop down from above. Because towards the end of the count, see, as you can see, they start getting more and more prevalent. So if you don't watch out, they'll overwhelm you. So not much more to say here. So I guess I could talk about practicing. How much practice did I do on my first run before I started recording these actual runs I'm doing now? Well, let's put it this way. I practiced enough to at least get to the end of every stage, no damage at least once. Maybe not 100%, although I did have to make sure I found every single bonus stage, crystal, Kaze, things like that on my practice runs, just to make sure I knew where they were. But as for the no damage run, it was either I did it while I was doing my multiple attempts of test running, or maybe on a speed run, because you can do speed runs after beating a level once. You can go back and do a little speed run, a timed thing. And sometimes I got no damages off those speed runs, because the speed run, what it does is it removes everything. It removes the Kaze, removes the bonus stages, it removes the gems. All you have to focus on is you and reaching the end of the level. And I'm like, that's good. I like that. Keeps it simple. And just focusing on nothing but getting to the end, I got a couple no damages that way. But once I did the no damage and I was able to collect everything in each stage, I literally just moved on to the next. I did not go back and practice more. So as a result, some stages got more practice because I kept sucking at them, and other stages got less practice because it was just super easy the first time through. Now, there are some stages, and I'll point them out later, where it was hard my first time through, and as a result, I practiced a lot, and when it came time to recording, they were super easy on my actual recorded run. And then there are some levels which were surprisingly easy on my first time through, and so when it came time to actually start recording 100%, they gave me no end of trouble. So to point which one that was out, the second stage with the jelly hopping things, that was surprisingly difficult to record. Or not to record, but just to test run, trial run. And so when it finally came time to actually record it, it ended up being super easy because I had spent that much time testing or trial running. So, but onto this stage. This one is actually, other than the fact that it's mostly vertical in nature, there's not much going for the stage. It's pretty uneventful, nothing very unique about it. Yeah, can't really say much more about this. It's fairly uneventful. Although I do want to collect these hearts here. Even if you have a heart already, see my little brother there following me, he provides that extra hit for me. But even if you have that extra hit, it's still good to collect the hearts because they can give you anywhere between, I think, 5 and 10 extra gems. Whereas if you did not have a heart already in your possession, they would of course just give you the other heart, but you would be missing out on those extra gems. And that's how you can get those extra gems over 100 if the stage has, you know, exactly 100. You can get a little extra from collecting hearts while already having one. Yep, another easy bonus stage. Just take your time and follow the rhythm. Now you could be like super impatient and just keep jumping over and over, but I, again, take my time and wait for each one to kind of start moving down before I move to the next ladder. I do like the design of this. It feels like they tested this game a lot. And the reason I say that is because they put gems or obstacles like these spike balls here in just the right places and amounts, and to go with the timing of the cannon fire this enemy is doing. So you can just follow everything and just kind of jump in rhythm or to where you find gems, and you will make it through unscathed because it feels like someone actually tested this. And they kind of had a feel for how each level was going to play out. And I like that. Okay, so uneventful level overall. You made it through. And I'm going to split these worlds up into 2 videos because otherwise these videos can get pretty long. But we're going to cut it here, and we're going to move on to the last, I think, 3 levels, and the bonus stage, and of course, the boss at the end of the world. So I hope you all have been enjoying this series so far. So until next time, everybody, see y'all later, and stay retro. We got a fun level coming up next. Rather hard, too. And welcome to the Outtakes. It does look like I did have a death outtake in this particular level. I don't remember what it was. Actually, it seems to be happening a little further in than I was expecting. Ah, yes, now I remember. I got a little eager to grab that Z and I panicked. Hey, there we go. That's the cutscene that I was talking about. Beautifully drawn. But I can see why they removed that for any subsequent runs of a level. It's just to speed up the gameplay and not delay your, the pacing. Yep, I was a little hasty in getting up there. Now this is the final part of the level. As you go up, You want to take it slowly, step by step. I was trying to rush it, and I got bit in the butt for it. This is one of the bonus stages. Again, these deaths do not count. This is only a secondary objective to be no hit alongside the level, but I thought I'd show you at least all my failures anyway, just because to see how difficult it would be.